All right, injuries for this practice. Aaron Banks is out. Trent Williams, ankle, won't practice. Ray is sick, won't practice. Drake Jackson, knee, will be limited. Everyone else full go.
I know Trent normally does the vet day on Wednesday. Do you expect him at practice tomorrow?
I hope so. I know he can't today, though.
Is there anything more? I think you initially said it was a low ankle sprain. Is there anything more going on with Trent's ankle?
Yeah, I think obviously there is. I mean, just when he's got a lot of history in there with stuff. It didn't show up as a high or anything like that, but when you've had that over your career, there's a number of things that, with how it's taken longer than expected to heal, it's more than a low. It's not
You've talked in the, oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. I almost talked too much.
You've talked in the past about looking at each week as a one-game season, especially in the years where you guys had started a little slower. How important is this week to really keep that in mind?
I think it's important every week, but especially you've lost 3 in a row, you got to get back to the part of that's all that ever matters. I mean, it's always a one-week season, and it's not about going on a run or anything like that. It's about trying to beat a really good football team this week.
Your early impressions of Chase been, and how do you see him fitting in here right away?
I think he's going to jump in right away. First time we saw him was Monday. We had a small practice, and we'll see him out there today really for a real practice, and hopefully he'll pick up the stuff throughout the week and get to be out there a good bit on Sunday.
Your hope is to have a big role for him.
Yes, hope so.
I wanted to ask about Luter and Robert Beal, who had their practice windows open. What's the hope for them? I know that neither of them practice much in the summer.
That they can show they can help us. I mean, the little that they did practice this summer, we saw 2 really good players we're excited to have. They didn't get to go through a lot. They got hurt pretty early. But what we saw with them in college and what we saw in them in their first practices, we're really excited to get them back. They're healthy now. This will be their first time getting into football. But hopefully they can get a number of practices in just so they can get used to the NFL, how we do it. But they're guys that we're looking forward to being here.
Given that you thought they looked tired in the Bengal game, is there anything you can do to conserve energy with this team or things like that?
Yeah, definitely. Having a bye week really helps. We conserved a lot of energy.
Beyond that.
Yeah, you always do. Once you get through the halfway point of the year, I mean, we always change the reps up as we go. We change up walkthroughs as we go. Eventually, we change up our full speed stuff, which is coming real soon. So there's always an adjustment throughout the year. Sometimes you change it week to week based off how your team is, where they're at, but it's always evolving.
Back to what you said about a one-game season, as much as this is a veteran team and guys understand that, when things go so well as they did for 5 weeks, do you have to kind of remind everybody every week that you still have to show up every single week?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think you get reminded that almost every week in the league. I think we went a while without getting reminded that, which I think it's good to get reminded. But I always tell our guys, I mean, getting a pat on the back or getting hated on is all the same because none of it matters and both affect you. So you need to not let those help you or hurt you because they really have nothing to pertain with what we do on the field and things like that. So you always got to focus whether you've won 15 in a row, whether you've lost 3 in a row. Nothing changes. It's about how you play and the intent you play with and how well prepared you are.